Thank you, Jean, and thank you, Judy. Certainly, it's an honor to be endorsed by the Alliance for Retired Americans. What a great group of individuals who are working to make sure that seniors are able to live their golden years with dignity and peace of mind, knowing that they're going to have Social Security and knowing that we're going to provide them medical help through the program of Medicare. I've been fighting for the last 2 years to make sure that we do not privatize Social Security. And as Judy mentioned, my opponent says he doesn't want to privatize Social Security, yet he is endorsed by and he endorses Paul Ryan. Now, Paul Ryan is no junior member of Congress. Paul Ryan is the senior leader of the Republican Party on the Budget Committee. And he's the man who says we're going to privatize Social Security and give seniors vouchers for Medicare. Mike Kelly has said the committee he wants to be on when he goes to Congress is the Budget Committee. So he will take his marching orders from Paul Ryan if he gets in Congress and on that committee. And our seniors should be very, very worried about electing Mike Kelly to Congress and what he would do to the future of Social Security and Medicare. And truthfully, people my age, the baby boomers, and my children's age should all be worried about this. Now, Social Security has been here for 75 years. We celebrated, as Jean mentioned, the 75th birthday this year. We want to make sure it's here for the next 75 years so that myself and our children and all of the people who are living today have that security, that they won't have to live in poverty. So many of our seniors are kept out of living in poverty because of the promise we made through Social Security. And Social Security has never added a dime to the deficit. Social Security has never added to the deficit, but yet it has always made its payments to every senior. It's never missed a paycheck in 75 years. And I think that's a great program, probably the best program ever begun by the United States government. So what we need to do is make sure it's secure for the future. And I think it's very important for seniors to understand that currently Social Security will pay 100% of benefits if we did nothing to it until 2037. That's still 27 years. Beyond that, we want to make sure, as I said, it's here for the next 75. So we are going to need to make some changes. And what we need to do, I think, is raise the cap.
Right.
For those of you who do not make over $106,000 in this room, you may not understand that once you make more than that, you don't pay any more on Social Security. So if you're making $30,000 a year, you pay Social Security on 100% of your income. If you make $1 million a year, you only pay Social Security on about 10% of your income. I don't think that's fair. So I think this is the way that we can fix Social Security for the long term. I'll tell you two things I will always vote against. One, as Judy mentioned, I have pledged never to vote to privatize Social Security. I think putting seniors out there in what I would say Wall Street is like a casino. You might do okay, but you might lose it all. It's simply not the right way to go. Secondly, I will never vote to raise the retirement age.
Yes. Right. Right.
Too many people work in very labor-intensive jobs. And you could just go down to the steel mill, you could go to a nursing home and ask a nurse's aide about this, and ask them to continue that very physical labor until they're 70 years old. Obviously would be a very great burden on so many people. So I think what we need to do is look at other ways to solve the problem of the 1937 date when the benefits would go to 75%, and I think raising the cap is probably the most equitable way to fix Social Security. Now let's talk a little bit about Medicare. Medicare, which we've strengthened through the health care reforms that we did this year. Medicare has been strengthened to 2029. Before they said it was going to be insolvent in 2017. Well, that's not very far down the road.
Right.
We've actually extended Medicare to 2029, and we're going to continue to work at finding ways to extend Medicare again for another 75 years so that all know that it's there for them for the future. And how do we do that? Well, there's this talk about this $500 billion. It's a savings that we make into the future for Medicare. And the Republicans are trying to scare our seniors and say somehow we've cut your benefits. We have not cut your benefits. We've actually made them better. What we've done is taken away the copay for wellness visits. We want our seniors to stay well so they can have a good quality of life, an active life. So we want seniors to go and get preventative care. Go to the doctor annually. Find out if there's something wrong early. We want our seniors to go for testing, such as mammograms and colonoscopies. So if there is an issue, it can be found out when it's easily taken care of and not when it's major surgery. So we're doing that for seniors. We're also closing that donut hole, that prescription drug gap in coverage. So many seniors who get into that gap in coverage find that they can't afford their medications, so they simply stop taking them or try to spread them out, and therefore their health often gets negatively affected. We're going to close that donut hole and close it. Next year, seniors are going to get 50% discount when they come into that donut hole if they're on brand name medications. So we are securing Medicare for the future. Seniors are going to see increased benefits. But what we will not do is allow your taxpayer money to go to pay for the high salaries and bonuses for health insurance executives, for their marketing. We're saying no, that money for Medicare needs to go to seniors' health care. That's how we're saving going forward. We also are saying no to the fraud, waste, and abuse that's happened for too many years in Medicare. Money that greedy people have taken from you, the seniors, and put in their pockets. We're also going to have efficiencies going forward so seniors have better health care. All of these things are going to help us save $500 billion going forward with better care for seniors. We have made two sacred promises to our seniors, Social Security and Medicare, that they will be here today, tomorrow, and into the future. And I will fight, as your Congresswoman, to make sure that that sacred promise is kept.
All right.
Thank you again for the
All right, Kathy, thank you, dear.
Thank you.